last year, I counted 302 products in my makeup collection. 302 products waiting to be used. The problem was never that I didn't know that I had too much. It was that I had no system for actually getting through this stuff. And I would keep opening new things and trying them out because I was a beauty blogger and that's what beauty bloggers do. I kept opening things because my tried and true, which was buried somewhere and I couldn't find it, so I would be in a rush and just go and open another product. Who cares, right? Well, I'm going to share with you a system that completely changed that chaos, and it's not complicated. It requires no spreadsheets and literally no free will once it is set up. Just 3 rules and an honest retirement policy, which I will explain. So let me walk you through exactly where every product lives and why. But stay tuned because the retirement policy is really the game changer. And without it, you are just going to end up rotating your guilt forever. I am a chronic lip picker. The logical solution to stop me from picking them is to wear something on my lips all the time. I also have more lip balm than I will ever need. That realization that I was actually just rationing products for a version of my life that was more worthy of using those products is just ridiculous. Where a product lives determines whether you use it and how often you're going to use it. That's it. If a product is not within arm's reach the moment you actually naturally use it, if it's tucked away in a drawer far away, you're not going to remember to use it daily. You will mean to, but you won't use it. So the system starts with stations. In the shower, I keep products that are too cumbersome to take in and out, and they work best on wet skin. So I'll always keep a cleanser and an exfoliant for the face and for the body. The shower is not a storage unit, it is an active use station. We do not waste that real estate, honey. Being in the shower means I can bring those products down to my neck, my chest, without any extra effort. The environment does the work. One of those products is finished, I just go into my stash and grab another one and replace the empty packaging. I don't go and replace things or bring things in until something is actually finished, and it forces me to use products to completion because there's a limited amount of space on my little shower shelf. So station number 2 is my medicine cabinet. Immediately after cleansing, the medicine cabinet is open, where my toner, serum, treatment, daily moisturizer, and second cleanser for days that I'm not, for example, showering in the morning or showering in the evening, well, there's an extra cleanser there to cover me. These are the steps that I do at the sink when my skin is damp. And the products are there because I'm there. Logic. The rule here is the same. There is only one of each kind of product for the most part. One of each category at a time, and that's it. It forces you to use what's there. You don't have to make a decision about it. And I only replace things once they're finished or once they're ready to be retired. Station 3 is the nightstand. I use an Alex 6 wide drawer as my nightstand currently. And in the top drawers of that unit, I have active skincare. So the final layers of moisturizer before bed live there, whether that be eye serum or eye cream. There's a moisturizer there, and there's also lip balm. This is where the lip product problem got solved. Instead of keeping my balms in a drawer that I maybe only open twice a week, I have these lip balms everywhere to remind myself to use them. So I've got one in the bathroom, one in my nightstand, one in my makeup pouch for the purse that I use to go to work, and I actually also have one in my desk drawer in the actual office. So even if I forget it or misplace it, there is a balm for me to use somewhere. I've got a makeup station, not really. It's literally the bottom drawer of the bathroom cabinet. I keep a makeup bag in there that I just pull up, and it just has one of each product. It needs a clean out severely because I need to refresh it for the season and retire some products. Working out of a makeup bag has completely quickened my morning routine. I'm just never scrambling for that one thing. Like, there's no multiple palettes to choose from. Whether I prefer using a liquid eyeliner or a pencil liner, they're both in there. One of each, good to go. Not that full 302 makeup products that I have to scroll through my drawers to pick out the best fit for the day. Ain't nobody got time for that. I had 148 products, and that counted shadows, liners, mascaras, brow products. Oh my gosh, that category alone is a project on its own. Like, I only have 2 eyes. One eyeshadow palette open on the counter during a season is more than enough. Everything else just lives in the stash and waits for its turn. This capsule method is not some kind of rigid schedule either. Like, it's a loose commitment to rotate what I have and to clear things out. Because winter calls for more hydration than summer, and summer is lighter, so every month I ask myself what needs to be finished before it expires, and what does my skin actually need right now? Those 2 questions will do more for you than asking yourself, what do I like? It also does so much more than just having some kind of rigorous tracker. The first question creates urgency without guilt, and it is practical, not emotional. And the second one gives me permission to prioritize without abandoning everything else. Makeup rotates much more slowly. The makeup decision is different because with makeup, I'm not asking myself what my skin needs, but more so like I'm asking myself whether the fantasy self who was going to wear this is actually going to be showing up today. As promised, the retirement policy we got to chat about today. This is the part that makes everything stick together like glue and work out for you. Finishing a product is not always the goal. Sometimes the goal is getting to the decision faster and clearing out your life. If a product stops occupying space in your rotation, it also stops requiring your attention, and it's so liberating to just let it go and not force yourself through it. A few months ago, I had this Laneige yogurt face mask. It was nearly finished, and it was just sitting there, not expired, not terrible, just loitering in my stash and taking up a slot in my mental rotation, showing up every time I opened up the medicine cabinet. And is today the day I'm going to use this? It's requiring a small decision of you every day, every time you glance at something. I used it as a foot mask a couple of times and I tossed it. I just want to be clear about why that was the right call. The carrying cost of a product, the space it occupied, the decision fatigue it created every time I looked at it. For skincare, the retirement triggers are, it broke me out, it expired, I have used it enough, and it's blocking my rotation now. The season has changed and I no longer need this, and I probably won't use this next season. A mask that was a surplus got repurposed, and then it was retired. That is a complete product life cycle for me. It does not have to be an empty tube to count. And for makeup, the retirement triggers are actually different. The formula changed, the texture is off. Maybe it was bought for a version of myself that I no longer perform. Like, for example, a bright blue eyeshadow that I bought before 2019 for a video, like, does not need to survive in 2026 because I might need it again someday. I will not. I do not need to own every color of everything. And even if I did, the retirement rule is not permission to quit everything. It is permission to be honest about what you actually use in your rotation versus what is just occupying space in your life. 302 products in my stash is what I counted in 2025. And of those, 148 were eye products alone, 104 were lip products, 19 were base and complexion products. Girl, I'm obviously going to be decluttering as I go. What I can tell you is that I don't feel like keeping stuff for the sake of keeping stuff anymore. This has significantly slowed me down over the years. Ever since I adopted this consistent station system, I see empties. It's so satisfying. Over a few months, you can get through a lot of stuff. You would be surprised. I give you permission to throw stuff out. What you do not want to do is leave things for an indefinite maybe. Don't do it to yourself. I promise you, it's so stressing. If you want to understand the psychology behind why your stash has gotten to crazy numbers, why it's so hard to let go of things, why we buy backups, why we're curating our lives in a way that suits a fantasy self that doesn't exist, why letting go of stuff is hard even when it's expired, then I invite you to check out my first video in the Curated Life series and stay tuned for more systems to come. See you next time. Bye.